Good evening. I'm your host Sasha Freeman, and this is CTV News Consumer Alerts Barrie. We often hear of financial scams causing you troubles with your bank and devastating outcomes, but we never expect our banks to be the one causing unnecessary harm to its customers. And it turns out they can do this without providing any reason. Tonight, we bring you a troubling story from Midland, Ontario, involving a decade-long customer of the ScotiaBank branch on King Street, and a shocking termination of services. A local resident, a customer in good standing for over a decade at the Midland branch, has recently found themselves facing an abrupt end to their banking relationship with ScotiaBank. The reasons behind this sudden termination have been withheld, a move that mirrors unsettling trends in the Canadian banking system. For more, we turn to Bob Cooper.
Thank you, Sasha. The customer received this letter stating that the bank has decided to terminate one or more aspects of their banking relationship. The letter also stated that non-cash deposits will be subject to a 4-business-day hold, and that by August 2nd, any remaining balance will be converted to a bank draft and delivered by registered mail. However, when the customer called the number on the letter, they were told that these drafts often don't make it to their clients and was advised to remove their funds before the deadline. This incident eerily echoes a 2017 case where a ScotiaBank customer in British Columbia had their accounts closed without explanation, causing public outrage. Furthermore, a 2020 report from the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada accused several banks, including ScotiaBank, of putting profits before clients with a notable lack of transparency. In August 2022, the bank closed the account of an Alberta resident for submitting a complaint about the rainbow imagery on the bank's mobile app during Pride Month. The closure email stated, "Your comments will not be tolerated, which is why we have chosen to terminate our relationship as the reason for the closure." In January 2023, the bank closed the account of political activist Jeremy Mackenzie with no reason given and no appeal process. A bank representative stated, "The bank determined that this relationship is outside of its risk appetite as the reason for the account closure." And the list goes on. The bank seems to turn a blind eye, however, when profits are at stake. Scotiabank's hold of the largest foreign share of the Israeli weapon manufacturer Elbit came under scrutiny in 2022 from human rights groups. It is also heavily invested in a UN blacklisted Israeli bank, Mizrahi Tefahot Bank, which invests in illegal settlements in the Palestinian territories. Elbit also provides surveillance systems in the West Bank and has a spying tools division that is involved in spying on journalists. Scotiabank's dynamic fund holds 5% of Elbit, valued at about $440 million US. These investments raise major concerns for the following reasons. The investments in a UN blacklisted bank and arms manufacturer go against Scotiabank's own ESG rules. The Dynamic Global Discovery Fund is investing about 12% in just 2 companies, one UN blacklisted. The fund does not mention in its filings that it is highly speculative due to the fact that it has a 12% stake in a UN blacklisted company and a controversial arms manufacturer. It seems that the company has a history of not only not valuing its customers, but its employees as well. In 2014, the bank reached a settlement in a class action lawsuit that covered thousands of workers owed more than a decade of unpaid overtime. The lawsuit included 16,000 Scotiabank employees across Canada who worked as personal banking officers, senior personal banking officers, financial advisors, and small business account managers from January 1, 2000 to December 1, 2013. In June 2005, David Barrie, a very successful Canadian Scotiabank trader who had built a $75 million per year business trading preferred shares, was fired on the grounds that he had committed securities regulatory violations. At the time, as part of a 20% direct drive deal, he was making more than double the CEO's salary, and Scotiabank management had already taken steps to limit his compensation. The regulatory violation allegations from his former employer left him unemployable to Scotiabank's competitors, despite the appeal of potentially adding more than $75 million per year to their equity trading profits. The results of the questioning during the EROC inquiries strongly suggest that the securities charges were part of a plan by Scotiabank's senior management to remove Barrie from his position and simultaneously prevent him from becoming their competitor. Reaching out to the King Street branch's management for clarification yielded no answers. The manager, Lisa Florschutz, remained tight-lipped, offering no explanation to the customer or to us. The branch, which has a 2-star rating on Google, seems to be lacking in the customer service department. This incident underscores the importance of understanding your bank's policies and corporate practices. While Scotiabank's actions may be within their legal rights, their decision to terminate customer relationships without due explanation and a concerning lack of transparency is deeply unsettling. Back to you, Sasha.
Thank you, Bob. In an age where banking options are plentiful and customer service can be a deciding factor, these allegations against Scotiabank serve as a timely reminder to consumers to choose their banking partners wisely. These incidents not only highlight the banking institution's perceived lack of transparency, but also echo concerns previously raised about the Canadian banking system. In light of these revelations, we urge our viewers to remain vigilant about their banking relationships. As this incident shows, a bank's convenience, interest rates, and service offerings are not the only factors to consider. The value they place on their customers and their level of transparency when making decisions are equally, if not more critical. For CTV News, Consumer Alerts Barrie, I'm Sasha Freeman. Stay safe and stay informed.